Hey Laowinners, it's Laowinners here with another video, and we have a special guest today, a little Laowinner.
Ta-da!
Who do we want to thank for this beautiful little outfit?
Sam Bear Clark.
Sam Bear Clark, thank you so much. A great friend and subscriber. Thank you so much for sending this awesome outfit. I think this is really going to catch on. I'll probably get a matching one as well.
Yeah.
For the hot summer in Guangdong, for sure. Anyway, before she starts throwing a fit, I'm going to get rid of her right now. Okay? And we can begin the episode. So, propaganda, what does that mean to you, Vivi?
It actually means some bizarre advertisement.
Advertisement for the government, right?
Yeah.
Now, the difference is in China, propaganda is still kind of in its infancy stages. So when you go around the countryside, you'll actually see a lot of interesting examples of it. And yeah, it kind of started around the Communist Revolution time and then continued all the way up until today. We also had propaganda in America, but it was around the World War II time and the Korean War time.
Wow.
And it still like exists up to today, but it's different examples of it. For example, the last one that I can remember actually was this gay and lesbian bullying prevention propaganda thing. Because, you know, gays and lesbians were getting bullied. So they put out this advertisement with Wanda Sykes and Grant Hill and Hillary Duff.
So gay. That's really gay. Dude, look at those hands.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid.
And they were asking people, especially kids, to stop using phrases like, oh, you're so gay, you know, that's gay, because it's like anti-gay, right? So that's propaganda, but it's more like social propaganda, not pro-government propaganda, right? Would you say the propaganda in China is mostly based on kind of nationalism?
I mean, like, long time ago, yes, but nowadays it's kind of less and less. They more focus on this whole society kind of problem, you know?
Can you give me an example?
For example, you need to obey your parents. You need to respect the older generation. Something like that.
Okay, so that's also societal stuff, but I have seen different examples.
Yep, those kind of examples which can make you laugh definitely exist. Especially the more you learn about Chinese, you definitely go to those countryside and see a lot of hilarious ones.
Yeah, so that whole kind of red fantasy hammer and sickle propaganda machine, Chairman Mao kind of stuff does still exist to this day.
Still exists.
But
yes.
most of it is relegated to the history books. So what I had an idea today, and we're going to look at each other's country's propaganda posters, but we're going to try to avoid looking at what they say. So you're going to look at the picture because propaganda is supposed to speak to everyone on all levels. It shouldn't require words, right? It's powerful images trying to spread information, political information. So I'm going to show you some of mine from my country, and you're going to guess what the propaganda poster is trying to say. And then you're going to show me some from China and try to cover up the words so I can guess what it's trying to say as well. Okay?
Okay. Soldier.
Okay.
And blue collar worker.
Okay. What do you think this is trying to promote?
Try to persuade people to get to the army.
Okay, that's a good guess. Actually, this one is a Canadian propaganda. So this is not fair, this is not American, but I thought it was kind of funny.
Every Canadian must fight. Huh.
So obviously,
Not that far off.
yeah, they're trying to promote people to join the army. What I found funny about this propaganda ad is it reminded me of Soviet era, almost Chinese era, is that kind of same art style. And number two, that guy, I guess he must be his really good friend because he's like holding him from behind and smelling his neck, saying like, oh yeah.
You think too much.
Let's go into battle, son. Right? Look at that. He's holding him from the back.
I really think that's the same person trying to transfer.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So that's him in the past.
Your mind is so filthy.
Okay. This one doesn't even have words. This is a picture of a Chinese soldier, I'm assuming. And he is stopping a very hideous old American zombie who has a nose that looks like it's trying to insinuate that he might be Jewish, very racist, while a missile with a dollar sign and a skull and crossbones is trying to hit him, I'm assuming. That Chinese man is very big. and the American zombie is very, very small, so not really a fair fight. However, he does have nuclear weapons. And I see a lot of dead babies or children in his pocket. Don't know what's going on there. It looks like the scene of the new Walking Dead movie if it was taking place in communist China. But what I'm going to say is it's probably fight American imperialism, stand up against America with their greedy Jewish tactics. They have blood on their hands.
Yeah, and look at the background. What did you see?
It's development, right?
Yeah, that the factory means wealth and development.
When I see that background, I literally think of China. That was flawlessly done.
Don't pick up the disease from the girl? You mean STDs kind of thing?
Yes, very good. VD actually means STD. So.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, I promise. So it says VD is not victory. So if you get STDs in the war, you will not be victorious, right?
So it's... Why the gun?
Think about it. Loaded, what do you think that actually means? What do you think the gun stands for?
Oh my lord.
You get it, right? So
Okay.
it's just saying don't take chances with prostitutes, right? Because a lot of the soldiers, when they're abroad fighting in Japan and stuff, would obviously have sex with prostitutes, and what would happen is they would come home with VD, right?
Yeah, but that's so offensive because like those girls doesn't look like a prostitute.
It was a different time back then.
They
It's a
just
different
look
time.
like a regular woman.
They look like moms. But apparently they're loose women and they're loaded with disease, so watch it.
So don't touch a woman.
Okay, you got that one right. That's pretty good. Okay, what do we got here? We got a nurse, middle-aged nurse here, and she's holding a bottle of medicine and a little book, which I can't see clearly. And it's got a bunch of kids, they look like minority children, dancing and studying science or something. And over here we got kids with the grandma. Okay, I know what this is. This is an advertisement, not an advertisement, propaganda for having one child. So if you have more than one child, go prevent it or have an abortion. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is for the one-child policy,
Yep.
which now is the two-child policy, right?
I don't know.
A lot of these are difficult because it's
Against
slang.
The Japanese?
Yeah, obviously. So obviously it's anti-Japanese.
Yeah, but why hear from the door?
Well, I told you this might be a little difficult because it's slang. An open trap means an open mouth, right? Say shut your trap means shut your mouth. So open trap makes happy Jap means that if you're speaking loosely government secrets, then Japanese are super happy because we had a lot of spies back then in World War II, right?
Oh, so that means like your government trying to tell people like shut their mouth,
Right.
because the Japanese
Are
spy.
listening. Exactly.
Oh my lord.
Now this would not fly today. I'm just assuming, right? Just gonna throw that out there.
Okay.
But you got the general idea, right? I think Chinese people would actually approve of that one. There are 3 people floating down a river on vegetables. What? So there's a sweet potato, a corn, and I don't know what the other one is, like a retarded corn. I'm gonna assume that they're saying like, if farmers work hard, maybe the size of their vegetables will improve.
Basically, there is try to persuade people back then. Try to persuade people to plant 3 different kind of food.
Oh.
One is potato, one is corn, one is rice.
Okay.
That doesn't look like rice.
That doesn't look like rice at all.
Anyway, and
That looks like a slug.
and then this is potato.
I know, it looks like a slug
Yeah, I know. And then like they said, this 3 thing can make you actually be wealthy and nice. And the volume of them, the size of them can even help you to cross the Huanghe River and Changjiang River.
Wow, that's great. That's a little bit sensationalized, I think. So
This comes from, at that time, Mao tried to teach people like how to make a lot of efficiency and stuff.
I gotcha.
People just blindly follow, so that's why they have this propaganda.
I feel like that could have been a great tourism income as well. Come ride the giant vegetables down the Yellow River. Could have been awesome back then.
Okay, so basically we're saying like women start to have power can actually join the Navy.
Oh, that's interesting because it's the exact opposite. So what is she saying? Gee.
I wish I were a man. That means they actually can't.
No, so she can't join, so she wishes she were a man so she could join the Navy. And says, be a man and do it, right? Pretty sexist, a lot of these propagandas back in the day, eh?
Yep.
That's for sure.
You guys are mean.
It's not like that anymore.
Man.
All right, you got another one for me here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This one. Now, this one is interesting, to say the least. I see two giant robotic Chinese men in soldier outfits. Clearly like android, human, robot-based people. And again, a very sick blue American with a hook nose who is very, very small. I kind of feel sympathy for him, not because I'm American, just because it's, again, just so unfair. Chinese people are massive. And I see a lot of destroyed American army equipment. And the general, the blue sick general that obviously has been nearly choked to death or covered in blue paint, I'm not sure, maybe he's a Smurf, is running away with the American flag. Again, I have to point out some other problems with this. The robot Chinese soldiers are, I don't think they've been taught how to hold a gun. It's backwards. It's pointing towards the sky. So I don't know how they're going to take these guys down. But I'm going to say this is probably like get foreigners out of China, resist foreign power, resist foreign armies and stuff.
This picture propaganda basically is telling the story about the victory in North
Korea. It's the Korean War.
Yeah, it's like because Chinese and cooperate with North Korea and then get the victory and kick you guys away.
Well,
so that was the storytelling. Well, they were saying like celebrate about that.
Guilty as charged, guys. You guys did a great job.
You guys blew.
Thanks to China and America, now Korea is separated. So we did great with that cooperation, didn't we?
Marijuana, what will your mother say when she finds your corpse?
What do you think this is about?
Anti-drug?
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, marijuana was considered a hard drug, and a lot of people...
So people will actually die?
No.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know what? Nowadays, still, Chinese were thinking marijuana will kill your whole family.
That's the reason I brought this up, is there were some propaganda posters outside our house last year. Very similar to this. It showed, like, some kids smoking marijuana in their classroom, and then they were going and, like, killing each other on the streets or something.
Addictive and, like, use their needle to inject marijuana.
Yeah, they're like, first it's marijuana, then you're shooting, mainlining heroin after that, like immediately.
It's the same thing.
Same thing, but this is obviously from ages ago. I think this is from the 70s or 80s. But very funny to see this because there has been no documented cases of anyone overdosing from marijuana. So pretty funny. I guess if my mom found my corpse like that, she would be not too angry at marijuana, but probably the ridiculous amounts of other drugs I was using. Just some honorable mentions, some really funny ones. You said in the countryside is where propaganda is still strong here, right? Why don't you show me some of those? So this one says if you destroy a line of trees, so they're saying a row of trees, right? Then your mother will die. Death to your mother. So apparently people were probably illegally chopping down trees, right?
Yeah.
So it says beat it, push it out.
Press it.
Yeah, like push it out, right? Just don't let it be born. So basically, anything to do with keeping one-child policy, right?
That's really sad.
That's disturbing, actually. Vivian, wait, what's wrong? All right, what do we got here? Oh, this is, I see this all the time, actually. It says if
it always happens in the countryside.
In the countryside, it says if you don't send your kids to school, it's illegal, right? So it says if you are poor, you will lose face. That seems to go against the communist principles of China.
Ashamed of poor people, apparently.
Poor shaming. That's awesome. This one here says that if you don't abort your child when necessary, then they will tear down your house and take your cow. That is quite the punishment for having too many kids.
Yeah. Now you know why abortion is so popular here.
I would say popular. I'm going to say it is widespread. I don't think people walk around saying, woo, abortion! Yeah! Kill them all!
Cheers for that.
Cheers. Actually, this is what I've noticed in China is a lot of times they'll use propaganda-style banners to either sell goods or get people's attention because that's like the kind of old way of getting people's attention, right? And
that's only happened in the countryside.
Right, and in the countryside, you'll often see like propaganda bulletin boards and billboards for actual cell phones and stuff like that. So what does this one say?
When the female pig in heat, just go to find Yangxiang. Probably that's a company.
Okay. So this company says if you have a female pig in heat, give them a call, right? Very.
Why?
I'm not sure. I think they might have a nefarious animal.
Help them to reproduce.
Oh yeah, that's probably what it is. I was gonna say they might film. They might film nefarious acts. I don't know. Whatever you're doing, Yang Xiang, more power to you. If I have a pig in heat, I'll surely bring it to you. That's for sure, right? Well, that was kind of interesting. Propaganda is something you do still see here in China. I see it all the time, more so in the countryside. And it is kind of going towards the American route where it's more societal stuff. Less billboards about having one kid and you're going to have an abortion and we're going to kill your cow. More stuff about like, let's keep society clean, be healthy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I just realized, like I said before, they are more and more focused on like kids. You need to respect your parents. This is nowadays, like people try, the government tried to like release the idea and information.
I did notice that. I see
Is
billboards.
that means like our society have some problem? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it might be the president's initiative for filial piety. It's an old Chinese virtue, right? So filial piety, kind of respecting your family and parents, has always been paramount to Chinese culture. So I think that's kind of been slipping away with the new 90s, post-90s, post-2000s generation. So.
Oh, by the way, actually we have a law, according to those propaganda, those nowadays information, we even have a law. We're saying like if the younger generation not gonna raise the older generation, it's against the law.
Yeah, you have to take care of your elders. It's it's illegal not to, right? Anyway, I think that about wraps it up here. Thank you so much for joining us again on another VS episode, and I guess we'll see you next time. High five.
High five.